Hi, I'm Michael, and I did the farmers markets for 14 years up to the point where I was diagnosed with cancer in 2022. At that time, I had to scale back my farmers market endeavor. I just now do one very small farmers market, and but I want to share with you my philosophy on doing the farmers market and making lots of money so that you too can make lots of money as well. And that is the 6 into 36 philosophy. That's when you invest $6 and at the end of the day you turn it into $36 by selling the product that you made with the $6. And it's completely scalable. So if you invest like $12, you get $72. If you invest $100, you get $600. So you can scale it to the size of the market because not every market is the exact same size. And then I'm trying to share with you all of my recipes that I've had great success with at the farmers market. Recipes that people came back year after year, week after week to buy. And one of the items that I made was a whoopie pie. And I first had a whoopie pie out in Pennsylvania, and it was a chocolate cake cookie sort of thing with a coconut marshmallow filling. And I first tried to do it with the marshmallow filling, but I was a complete bust at that. I'm not really all that great at making marshmallows. But I now do it with a Swiss meringue buttercream filling. It's really good. It doesn't quite hold up to the heat as well as the marshmallow would, but I serve it like in the mornings and on cooler days, and sometimes I'll bring a cooler with me and I'll have the chilled items in the cooler that are more heat sensitive. So without much more to do, let's start making the whoopie pies. And you want to take a stick of butter, which is 8 tablespoons or half a cup, and then a cup of brown sugar, and you want to cream that together. And it shouldn't take that long to cream together because it was like 80 degrees today. So we're now having a nice warm weather. Okay, now that it's creamed together, we're going to add in 1 egg. Oh, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Now we're going to sift in the flour and the cocoa powder. So there's the cocoa powder, and here's some flour. And we'll just sift that in there really quickly. Get all the lumps of cocoa powder out of there. Okay. And we'll give it a quick stir. And then we're going to add a little bit of a cup of buttermilk. Alternate, and this time I'm going to add in the tablespoon of baking soda, the half teaspoon or the half a half teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of baking powder, and a tablespoon of expresso powder. We'll sift that in there. And then we'll put some more flour. And then we'll also put in some buttermilk. So I kind of do this into threes. And then we're going to scrape down the bowl because there seems to be a lot of flour on the sides. Okay. And we'll give it one more beat. And then we want to scoop this up into, this is my little scooper thing, scoop them up into little cookie kind of mounds. Get one final one out here. A little bit more in there. There we go. Okay. And now we're going to put them in the oven at 350 for about 15 to 20 minutes or until they're done. Okay, and while they are baking, I'm going to do some cleanup, and we will get set up to do the next part of the filling part of the whoopie pie. I'll see you in a few minutes. So the alarm's going off, so let's go check the whoopie pies. And they are done. Very nice. And we'll just put these over here then. Okay. So for the filling, these things are going to cool. And while they're cooling, we're going to make the filling. And the filling is going to be 1 cup of sugar. And then 3 egg whites. Come on. There we go. And we've got our egg yolks, we'll put them over here. And then I just give it a good whisk. also add in 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Okay, and once we get it Swiss, we're going to put it over some hot water until we get the egg mixture up to 140 degrees so that they'll be pasteurized. Okay, now that it's come off the heat, we're going to have to beat it on high for about 12 to 15 minutes. And I promise you I won't torture you with 15 minutes of beating. I'll probably just cut away and come back to the point where it's all nice and stiff and fluffy. Now I do sometimes will do this in the stand mixer if I'm doing other things, but I do like the feel of the hand mixer. As you know, it's getting there when it becomes really stiff, and you feel the resistance on the beater. So until that happens, you don't really know if you're getting it to the right point or not. Okay, now I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon vanilla and just the first part of the butter. Add in another stick of butter. The butter. And then the last stick of butter. So this is like a cup and 3 tablespoons of butter. Okay, and now that is done, we're going to do a scrape around the side. I'm going to let this chill in the refrigerator for about 10 more minutes. So while I'm still waiting on the filling, we are going to flip these over. We've got 10 Whoopie pies. And we get it filling. Here's our filling, and we're just going to lightly scoop it up, place it in the middle of each one. Now we put the tops on, just very gently. Whoa! Put them down just so. We don't want it to be oozing out, but we also don't want it to be too far in either. These are like literally the best things in the world. Go! Do a little recovery there. And the last one. Okay, we're gonna put them into the refrigerator to let them chill, so they'll be easier to handle to put into the bags. So, one of the things I like to do is go over the pricing with you. And the prices came out to 40 cents for the flour, 40 cents for the sugar, 50 cents for the brown sugar, 70 cents for the eggs, vanilla was 15 cents, salt was like just 2 cents, or 2.02, yeah, 2 pennies. And then the cocoa was 40 cents, and the butter, or the buttermilk was 65 cents. The butter was $2, and the baking soda was like 5 cents. And that comes out to about $4.87. And you want to take that times 6, that takes you to $29.22. And we got 10 whoopie pies out of there, so I'd be charging $2.92, or I'd round it up to $3. Now, when I first started doing these, that was the original size of what I sold them for. And then I discovered that a whoopie pie is highly desired by little kids. And so that's an awful big pie for a little kid. And it's also kind of like $3 would be kind of a steep price for a little kid, because most times a parent will give them $1 or $2 or $1.50 to go spend at the market on something that they choose. So, you know, they don't have endless, a kid doesn't have an endless amount of cash. So, so I'm starting making them smaller. So instead of using my large scoop, I use my medium scoop here. And they came out smaller, so they were more, actually even more child friendly, and I even had a child friendly price on them. So I actually had a lot more kids interested in the whoopie pies. Parents were also interested in whoopie pies, but you know, that's a different story. But that's how that kind of goes. And once they've kind of firmed up, because of the butter in them, they do get firm. Also, one of the ways I handled them at the farmer's market was I actually keep them frozen. So I package them up, I toss them into the freezer, and since it makes 10, I mean, I could easily sell 10 at the market, but I try to do a double batch so there's 20 of them. And then I will take how many I think I'll sell at the market to that market out of that 20. You know, I'm thinking I'm going to sell 20 at the farmer's market, I'll take all 20. But I'll take, like, you know, if I'm doing a small market, I think I only need about 5. I will take 5 of the 20, put them in a cooler, and then take them to the market. And then by the market time starts, they've kind of started defrosting, and I will generally sell out of them at that point by the end of the market, and they stay fairly firm. You cannot have them out in temperatures of 100 degrees, 90 degrees, maybe even 85, 80 degrees, because it's a butter product, and butter has a tendency of like melting at those temperatures, and you end up with a really messy treat. They're kind of like best at about like 65, 50 temperatures, so if you're doing a morning market like Saturday morning, they work out really, really good, because by noon you've hopefully sold out of them, and by then it's usually about 80 degrees in the summer, hopefully, and not 90 or 100. But that's how that goes. And once these are chilled up, we will take them out of the refrigerator and package them up. In the meantime, I'll do a little bit of cleanup here. Let's see how they firmed up. Okay. So these are my little favorite little plastic bags to put stuff in. Oh yeah, they've now firmed up nicely. And fold them over. I do my best not to smear any of the filling in the bag. Come on, there we go. And there's the last one. And there you have it. You've got 10 beautiful whoopie pies, the large versions of them. And I love hearing from you. So comment, leave advice, whatever. And also the recipe is down below. Subscribe, hit like, that all helps to spread the word about how to do farmers markets. And I hope to have maybe some farmers market coverage. The big market starts in about 3 weeks. And the small market that I do will probably be starting in about 6 weeks. So hopefully I'll have maybe some coverage from the big market and also from the small market that I participate at. I can show you how I set up my table, stuff like that. So hope to see you again in another week. I have another exciting video planned, so stay tuned. Thank you.